we're doing.
Welcome to the Critical Cinema Club. I'm Colm.
I'm Sean.
We've discussed DC, or Batman and Superman. We've discussed Star Trek. We've discussed Star Wars. Well, I've got another question for you. Is Marvel dead?
It's on the floor. They've ripped the shirt open. They've got the thing.
Clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a discussion like this before, didn't we? And I said, yes, it was.
Yeah.
What they're doing now is, with the release of Doomsday, the rumour is that they're going with a bit of a clean slate and they're just wiping off the last few years and go straight from Endgame.
Notwithstanding the cruel to be kind scenario.
So apparently this phase has been a complete failure. I could have told you that. But I don't know if it's going to be a full retcon, but it feels a bit like, well, give me my money back then that I paid.
Well, yeah.
If you're going to wipe the slate clean. And I think that tells you that they're in trouble. If someone said in a meeting, "Look, just forget the last 5 years," let's pretend it didn't happen. There's ways you can do that.
Oh, I'm so bored.
Yeah, so am I.
Well, yeah, it's like, who's it who ends up in the shower in Dallas?
Good morning.
Oh, yeah. JR.
No, it wasn't JR, it was somebody else. I've never really watched Dallas. It's just one of those
because it was
culture moments.
Who shot JR? But then JR didn't die.
No, it wasn't JR, it was somebody else, wasn't it? A character died and then they completely wiped away 1 or 2 seasons, and then the next season started with him in the shower and it was all just a dream.
Yeah, I think that was JR.
Was it JR? Let us know in the comments.
Well, I'm going to search this right now because I need to know.
Right, okay.
Because it's killing me.
I think the problem with Marvel is that there was a start and an end game.
Yeah. Who shot JR?
Why don't you just type in who was in the shower? Careful how you write it.
JR shower. Over something like Jim Ross. Oh God, that man's got a family.
This video's already taking a downward spiral.
Yeah, 30 years later, Dallas's shower scene still makes a splash.
Good morning.
Yeah, and who was it? Bobby Ewing.
Good morning.
Bobby Ewing.
Yeah, Bobby Ewing.
Good morning.
Ewing, like in Star Wars.
Bobby Ewing. Bobby X-Wing.
Good morning.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's JR.
I've got my work phone now.
I think. Yeah, you're gonna have to, mate. Just correct me, please.
This is.
It's vital information.
It is vital. I can't get through. I'll trim all this out, but I can't get through this discussion without.
Trim it down. I think this is vital. This behind the scenes discussion.
Good morning.
Who died in Dallas and came back?
Good morning.
Yeah, it was Bobby Ewing.
Good morning.
Came back to life is Bobby Ewing, played by Patrick Duffy.
Good morning.
Yeah, boy.
Not JR then.
No, it wasn't JR. At the end of the following season, season 9, Pam woke up to find Bobby alive and well in the shower, negating his death and the entire season's events. So they just completely scrapped off.
So did JR stay dead?
JR didn't die. It was like Who Shot Mr. Burns. He was still
JR
alive.
was killed, wasn't he?
He's probably dead now, but...
No, but I mean, someone did shoot JR.
They shot him, but he didn't die.
Didn't he?
No.
Are you thinking of Mr. Burns?
It was Maggie.
Man, I need help in the comments here because
Yeah.
I'm all lost.
We've gone completely off-piste here.
We've gone right after.
I think the analogy...
We actually said before, didn't we? Let's make this a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
We've spoken about
5 minutes into it.
We've talked about Dallas for about 4 minutes so far.
So I'm going to cut it all down. So this will be quite quick for you. Anyway.
Good morning.
Please keep a lot on it, though. That'd be funny.
Just to go back to my original analogy, what they're doing with Marvel is what they did with Dallas, where they're just cutting out a whole section of things and retcon it completely, like it didn't even happen.
Yeah.
But what films...
Or the British Empire. Do you remember that?
Oh, Christ, yeah.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream, yeah.
And then he wakes up and Thanos has still got the I am British.
If you've never watched the British Empire, then you're missing out.
Oh, that was great, wasn't it?
It was Chris Barry at his best. I mean, there was a whole host of really poor, subpar films kind of clinging onto the coattails of the more successful Marvel stuff.
It's a fucking endless cycle of shit, innit?
So, like I was saying, that Marvel had an excellent start. I think Iron Man for me, I still think is one of the best
Oh, absolutely.
films. And
Yeah,
it's still,
absolutely.
it kind of came out of nowhere. Iron Man wasn't exactly a very popular character outside of the hardcore fandom.
Well, I remember at the time people were like, well, what about Spider-Man and things like that? Because he wasn't like an A-class. I think probably seen more as like a C-class hero, probably at the time, I would say.
It wasn't like Batman or Superman or Spider-Man or...
Well, I think there was a lot of reservation at the time that characters like him and Thor, although popular comic book characters might not translate to a popular film, and they were proven wrong. I think the Avengers have been very popular, obviously.
Incredibly, and I think they had a really good kind of outlook to that. So they knew where they wanted to go. Once Iron Man had, no pun intended, taken off, and they knew where they wanted to go with the Incredible Hulk. Obviously, the Incredible Hulk film has almost been retconned out of it, but elements of it have been brought back because of the Ed Norton
stuff. A misstep, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was a terrible film. It, was no Iron Man, but it was still going in the right direction. Iron Man 2, again, not as good as the first one, but it's still a decent enough film. And then, Thor. I'm not a massive fan of the first Thor film. I hate Dutch angles in films. I find it a very cheap looking trope. To me, it just reminds me of the 1966 Batman series.
But those Thor films I don't think there's only really Ragnarok that's any good.
Yeah, I like Ragnarok. Out of the four films.
Oh God.
Four.
Yeah. That like Love and Thunder, I didn't even get, you know what? To say I'm a big fan, I didn't even go to watch that. And I knew it was terrible, and it was.
There's been some obvious missteps in that whole run from Iron Man to Endgame. There were a couple of missteps. I think Thor Dark World was a misstep to a point. I didn't like Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel felt like a film that was just shoehorned in
massively
because they wanted her to become the kind of the leader of the next phase, and we all know what happened there.
What a load of bollocks!
But yes, it was very much shoehorned in. That was, I think, up until Infinity was peak. Infinity War. That's fantastic. And then Endgame. I mean, even the Ant-Man movies are okay.
The first one was all right. I thought the first one was okay, but I'd have liked to have seen what Edgar Wright would have done with it. Some of those films were necessity films because they wanted the characters to be included in the big Avengers films towards the end of the whole saga. And those films were inserted in more as, that we need those characters, so they need their own film to introduce them in. It was paid by numbers.
Yeah. Whereas I think Black Panther was quite organic, and when he then appeared in Infinity War, it was good. It integrated quite well.
Yeah.
But the Captain Marvel one was a bit more of just like shuffling papers around.
Yeah, it's almost like they should have done that way earlier. Captain Marvel should have been introduced probably back when they were making the second Thor film, or around the Civil War time. That's when they should have introduced that character, and then she appears in Endgame, and you're all like, "Oh, wow,
she's back!" It could have been better received, I think.
I think because it was just shoehorned in. For me, that felt like the first major misstep. I think, say what you want about Thor: Dark World, they brought that around with Ragnarok. Ragnarok was, it's a good film. The Guardians of the Galaxy films as well been really good. Even the third one I thought was rare.
Yeah, it was good.
Open the fucking door!
The thing to kind of like put on all of this is that they're trying to replicate those types of films, like
recapture that feeling.
And you can't capture lightning in a bottle twice, can you? So
I think the situation is, look, we've got this 10-year plan. We're going to get to the snap. What happens after that, we'll forget how we'll get there.
Yeah.
And then when they got there,
it just felt like it was, right, we've made all this money doing this. We don't want to give up this gravy train. We're going to carry on just churning out
endless trash!
But for me, it felt like the writing got worse. CGI certainly did.
Do you know what I liken it to? Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
So the Red Wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole story, as I understand it, was to get to the Red Wedding. Because I understand that was his idea, was the Red Wedding. This is the centerpiece of my story. You get to the Red Wedding happens. And then I think I'll be brave enough to say I think everything else is just a bit of I'm not of the story now, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that's a similar thing with the snap, the Thanos doing the snap. I think that whole thing was, all those 19 films, whatever it was, leading up to the snap. And then you got the resolution. What comes after that? Well, I don't know. We'll figure. And I think the same thing happened in Game of Thrones. I think the Red Wedding is very similar to the snapping of the stones. In that,
Yeah.
that was the build up. That's the payoff. Right, what we're going to do after? Because it's a money train. Right, we can't stop making Marvel movies now. How much money they're making? What's next?
Yeah.
Oh well, then. I guess you got the fallout with Spider-Man and then.
I mean, those two Spider-Man films were good. The last one, yeah, it was gimmicky, bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and all these other characters, but it was entertaining.
But I do think they really screwed the pooch with this multiverse thing because there are no stakes now. So we're seeing that with Doctor Doom. So Tony's death now feels lessened in a way because Robert Downey Jr. is coming back in some capacity. And you know there's going to be an Iron Man connection.
There has to be. It's organically going to be.
Yeah, it's got to be. There's no other reason to cast him. So it lessens it. And then when characters die in the multiverse, well, I've got another one from another universe here now. He's back. I don't know. The stakes. I mean, when Thanos did the snap, there's what perfectly encapsulates this is the Infinity Stones are obviously a huge deal for 19 movies. And in one of the Loki episodes, they open a drawer of loads of Infinity Stones.
It just completely shat on that whole.
Well, that just in that moment, I felt like, well, did it not matter what I watched then?
Bullshit!
That's where and I guess you have to keep up in the stakes. And in comic books, to be fair, they do this stuff all the time. So
there's been one or two kind of rises in quality, if you will, since Endgame. Obviously, the Spider-Man films. The Deadpool and Wolverine, we enjoyed that. Yeah, we enjoyed that. It was good.
I like Shang-Chi. I thought that was a good film.
I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think it was because it was so close after Endgame had come out. We're in lockdown as well, so you couldn't go to cinema to see it. Just for me, it just felt like a TV kind of movie.
But I thought it was a good launch for maybe a good character, but the fact that they've not revisited
they didn't do anything with it. Yeah,
and it's been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, they should have done something more with it.
But what they did do instead is churn out that terrible Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, that was awful.
Although there was bits to like, because I was excited about Professor X being there and things. But there's the multiverse gimmick gives you that.
Yeah, and then we've also got to mention like one of the biggest missteps.
Kang,
what was his name?
Well, it's he who shall not be named.
You should. I was going to call him Jonathan Byers then for some reason.
Jonathan Majors, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Jonathan Majors.
Yeah,
it's just telling that one actor can completely derail this whole phase, which because of his antics.
What a prick!
If it had been Thanos, you could recast Thanos.
Because he's in Major. Yeah.
But you can't, the Kang thing. I mean, they'd had a whole room full of Kangs that all look just like him. But I don't know if they're going to bring it back or not still, are they? I don't
know. I mean,
the dust settle a bit.
They could have just recast.
Like Brock Lesnar, let the dust settle in and bring him back. During one of the Marvel movies, you'll hear that guitar. Dun, dun, dun. And Kang enters.
The fact of the matter is, Marvel didn't want to carry on working with him because of all of this, for better or for worse. There was kind of no backup. There was kind of no, put it this way, right? You've got actors are human, unless they're AI, actors are human beings. Something could happen, which means that they're unable to star in a film. So Chadwick Boseman, for instance.
Yeah, perfect example. Yeah.
He's obviously not able to reappear. I hope they don't. He doesn't reappear in any of the films through CGI or anything like that. But they decided to take it in a different direction, which personally I just didn't feel that they needed to do a Black Panther 2.
But it was a poor film as well.
It was a poor film. But again, that kind of outlines that there was no kind of backup to any of this. There was no thought of, right, okay. It just goes to show that there was one element there. It's very, very like... right, we don't know what we're doing now.
No.
We've lost this person. This person can no longer star in this film. What can we do? They didn't want to recast. Sometimes I don't think recasting is a bad thing. I mean, the recast General Ross.
Yeah.
With Harrison Ford as President Ross.
But that took me out of it so much because Harrison Ford is obviously he's a completely different person, but Harrison Ford carries so much with him.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to bring that back to earlier films.
Yeah.
There's no through line. But can I just quickly tell you that I took my daughter to watch Black Panther Forever, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
And she said, Daddy, that film, it should be called Black Panther Felt Like Forever.
Yeah.
And I laughed my head off in car. I thought that was just, it did, honestly, it was...
I felt like that with a few Marvel films in this latest phase. It just, I think it's almost like a child playing with a toy. that they don't want to let that toy go. They just want to carry on playing with it.
Like your glowworm.
Yeah, my glowworm. Don't know if you can. You don't know if you can quite. Yeah, he's up there. He's a good looking thing. How about that? I'd see someone's 2 years old.
It's seen things.
It can never unsee things.
It's got that look on its face. It's just, please let me die.
I guess it's the same with Star Wars, if you will. We obviously discussed previously is Star Wars dead? Yeah, I think Marvel is obviously in a position now where it's still got a lot of attention on it.
It's still a juggernaut.
It is, but the juggernaut has crashed.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch!
I think what's let it all down isn't just the films that have come out in this latest phase, the direction in which they've taken the writing, but the fact that there's also TV shows.
Completely diluted.
It's completely diluted. You have to watch this and then watch that and then watch that and then watch that to understand what's going on.
That was a poor decision to do that.
Yeah.
I understand why they did it, because of Disney Plus. Disney Plus wanted the content.
But it was just too much.
It was too much. Like WandaVision, and then you got all these other shows. I mean, I can't even name them all. I mean, there's been the Captain America and Winter Soldier one.
Yeah.
They're all very bland, where not much of consequence happens.
No, there isn't. There isn't.
And it's a lot to get through. And I would say I'm quite a big Marvel fan. Even I'm a bit like, I don't even know if I want to watch that.
Boring, boring, boring.
Same with Star Wars and the Acolyte. I mean, we're getting to the Acolyte stage with Marvel now, I would say.
And yeah. I mean, the Acolyte's probably one of the worst things I have ever seen. That and She-Hulk.
I mean, that, to go back to earlier discussion, I couldn't believe AI had something to do with that show.
Yeah.
The character, everything. So, I mean, I can't believe that gets through to that production stage. Hasn't nobody turned around and said, this is a really poor product now? And I think the machine just churns things out because it has to.
Yeah.
And it's almost automated to some degree. I don't know.
It's just a factory churning out different things.
It is quantity over quality now.
This is probably a different discussion, but do you think this is all exposed Kevin Feige as somebody who could only take it so far and it's now time for someone else to take over?
It's hard to say, because what you don't know is he's obviously got to answer to somebody, and how many creative decisions do they make? So he's probably had a really good, clear vision to get to the snap. Right? And all the execs, I'm sure, would have been on board with that. Post-snap, I think that's where you might get some interference from the studio execs, is a cliche.
You were the chosen one!
Maybe some of it's him. We don't know enough of behind the scenes to say for sure, but it has been very aimless. And we always talk about this with Star Wars as well. Like, you know, there's billions of pounds at stake here. How does nobody sit down with a pen and paper and say, look, this is the through line?
Yeah.
You know, it seems like, well, this guy's doing this bit over here, and then you got this guy, he's making this movie, and they don't relate to each other. Where's the Shang-Chi guy? Where's he gone?
Yeah.
Let's bring him back in this. They've not done that. They were so good at that before. It was so crisp, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had these great cameos in these films, and it meant something. But now it's just a bit like,
they got to the end of the journey, got to their destination, and like, right, should we go somewhere else? Yeah, where? I don't know. Let's just drive out and see where we get to.
I feel like it's almost like they've thrown a load of turds at the wall and just seeing which one sticks.
Seeing what sticks. But I mean, to kind of bring this full circle, Marvel is obviously not dead. Like we said, it's on life support, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's like the corpse in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah,
like animated corpse. You know, dance for us. That's how I feel, because we've obviously got these next two Avengers films coming out. They're going to be milking this for all it's worth. They've got so many characters in it where it's just going to feel like your favourite character is going to get 2 minutes on screen. Deadpool's going to be in it for 2 minutes. Wolverine's going to be in it for 2 minutes. Mystique's going to be in it for 2 minutes.
Was Toby going to be in it as well? The Spider-Man?
Well, but how's it all going to work? And for me, it feels far too gimmicky to get people back into the product. And for me, when you're having to resort to that, you're done.
Stop! He's already dead.
Bringing Steve Rogers back is the clearest sign of trouble.
Yes.
I mean, that was a beautiful send-off.
Let's
for him and
don't lie.
Yeah, Iron Man and Captain America had great send-offs, and the mantle has not been picked up in the way that they'd hoped, so they bring him back. What they do after this will be very interesting.
I personally think they need to put it all to bed.
Kill him.
Put it all on hiatus for a while,
Kill him now.
concentrate on other media,
Do it.
and then maybe restart it in 10 years' time.
But they won't because of money.
Money talks and bullshit walks.
As we talked about before, the guys who make the decisions, I don't care if people, will it make money? Even if it makes $1, it's worth doing it.
Yeah, of course. If it makes its money back and then starts earning a small profit.
Yeah, exactly. And you've seen it the same. I mean, you could argue the same with the X-Men as well. So they have the younger guys coming in. Will they be in the movie? It doesn't seem that way. It seems like it's the older crew bringing them back.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do with the X-Men after this? If the X-Men are going to, because I got the impression the X-Men would be quite a big part of it going forward. Why not? It's great new blood. But when you've got the old guys, how do you... What do you do after these films? Because they're all in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
This is Patrick Stewart's last film, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I personally think I don't need any more. I think I'm all superheroed out. I felt that when I watched Superman. I mean, I say I'm all superheroed out. I'm quite intrigued by the Batman.
But the fatigue is there.
But it's definitely now. Batman 2 probably would be the exception because that's a thing on its own. It's, in my opinion, it's under the wing of somebody who knows what they're doing. Matt Reeves for me is just as capable as Christopher Nolan was. But what do you think? What's your thoughts on this? Is Marvel dead? Do you think there is way to save it? Do you think it's got life in it yet? Let us know in the comments. But I think that's kind of all I've got.
Yeah, so we've got. So yeah, please contribute. Let us know. I've been Sean.
I've been Colm.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.